Captain Sarah Chen stood at the viewing port of the UES Hyperion, watching the shimmer of its biomechanical hull as it adjusted to the cosmic radiation around them. The experimental warship represented humanity's greatest technological achievement and their greatest controversy. Where traditional shipbuilding relied on purely mechanical or energy-based systems, the Hyperion dared to merge living tissue with quantum mechanics in ways that violated every known principle of xenotechnology. Captain, we're picking up unusual readings from the port sensor array. Lieutenant Marcus Rodriguez called from his station. His hands moved across the neural interface panel, a system that married human brainwave patterns with crystalline computing matrices. Another impossible innovation that had the galactic community in an uproar. Sarah turned from the viewport, her expression serious. "Show me." The holographic display materialized before her, showing a cascade of data that would have overwhelmed traditional computing systems. The Hyperion's hybrid processors, however, handled it with ease, the biological components adapting and learning in real time while the quantum cores calculated possibilities faster than any conventional computer. Multiple signatures, Marcus continued, trying to mask themselves behind the asteroid field in Sector 7. Their energy patterns match known Drachnid radar configurations, but something's off about them. The Drachnids were notorious pirates, their ships traditionally built from stolen technology. But these readings suggested something more organized, more military in nature. Sarah's eyes narrowed as she studied the data. The Hyperion had been patrolling this sector for 3 weeks, officially testing its systems. Unofficially, they were investigating reports of disappearing ships and mysterious attacks. "Dr. Patel, how's our biohull responding?" Sarah called to their chief engineer, who monitored the ship's living systems from her station. Amara Patel's fingers danced across her console, interfacing with both mechanical readouts and organic feedback systems. "The synthetic tissue is adapting perfectly to local conditions, Captain. We're practically invisible to conventional sensors. The quantum organic camouflage is holding steady." That was another of the Hyperion's impossible features. Its hull contained layers of engineered living tissue that could adapt to background radiation and energy patterns, making the ship nearly undetectable. Combined with quantum phase technology, it could effectively disappear from both visual and sensor detection. "Commander Williams, battle readiness report," Sarah ordered, her voice calm but commanding. Her first officer, James Williams, responded immediately. "All systems integrated and responding, Captain. Bioreactive armor at full strength, quantum weapon arrays primed, and organic repair systems standing by. We're as ready as we'll ever be." Sarah nodded, feeling the subtle vibration of the ship through her neural link, another controversial feature that connected the crew directly to the Hyperion's hybrid systems. The sensation was like having an extended nervous system, allowing them to feel the ship as if it were part of their own body. "The Admiralty said this ship shouldn't exist," Sarah mused, remembering the heated debates and accusations of recklessness from both human and alien authorities. "They said combining biological systems with quantum mechanics would create catastrophic failures. That neural integration with hybrid technology would drive the crew insane. That organic-mechanical fusion would result in uncontrollable mutations." "With all due respect to the Admiralty," Marcus grinned, "they said a lot of things." Sarah allowed herself a small smile. The Hyperion didn't just work, it excelled. Every impossible system functioned better than its conventional counterpart, and the integration of biological components with mechanical systems created capabilities that nobody had thought possible. "Signal from Fleet Command, Captain," Communications Officer Lisa Chen announced. "They're demanding another safety inspection. The Galactic Council has filed formal protests about our continued operations." "Send them our usual response," Sarah replied. "All systems operating within human safety parameters. Mission proceeding as authorized by Earth Command." She turned her attention back to the sensor readings. The suspicious signatures were moving, trying to maintain their cover behind the asteroid field, but slowly maneuvering into what was clearly an attack formation. They don't know we can see them, Marcus observed. Standard sensors would be completely blind in this situation. Sarah nodded. And that's exactly why we're here. Humanity didn't become a spacefaring species by accepting limitations. We're here because we ask why not instead of just accepting impossible. She straightened her uniform, feeling the subtle buzz of the neural interface at the base of her skull. Battle stations, everyone. Let's show these raiders why the impossible exists. The crew responded with practiced efficiency, each member connecting more deeply with their stations through their neural links. The Hyperion's hybrid systems hummed to life, biological components pulsing with energy, while quantum matrices calculated combat solutions. Weapons hot, shields at maximum, Williams reported. Bioreactive armor responding to potential threat patterns. Organic repair systems primed, Dr. Patil added. The hull is ready to adapt to whatever they throw at us. Sarah took her command chair, feeling the ship's systems through her neural link. The Hyperion wasn't just a vessel. It was a living, learning weapon, one that would rewrite the rules of space combat. And these raiders were about to become its first real test. Take us in, nice and quiet, she ordered. Let's remind the galaxy why humanity has always been good at doing the impossible. The Hyperion moved silently through space, its hybrid systems working in perfect harmony. The raiders ahead had no idea they were about to encounter something that shouldn't exist, a ship that defied their understanding of what was possible. And Sarah Chen intended to make this encounter one they would never forget. The Drachnid raiders emerged from behind the asteroid field like predators leaving their den. 7 ships, their hulls bristling with stolen weapons and bootleg shield technology. They moved with practiced coordination, spreading out to surround what they thought was empty space. They had no idea the Hyperion was already there, watching. Their weapons are charging, Marcus reported, his neural link feeding tactical data directly to the bridge crew's shared awareness. Energy signatures suggest they're using modified Arxian plasma cannons. Sarah felt the Hyperion's biomechanical systems responding to the threat, the living hull already adapting its molecular structure to better resist plasma weapons. Through her neural link, she sensed the ship's quantum cores calculating optimal attack vectors, while its biological components analyzed enemy behavior patterns. Let them make the first move, Sarah ordered. Dr. Patel, how's our camouflage holding? Perfect, Captain. The bioquantum cloak is masking our energy signature completely. As far as their sensors are concerned, we're just background radiation. The raiders drew closer, their formation tightening. Their leader's voice suddenly boomed across all communication frequencies. Attention any vessels in this sector. This is now a toll zone. Prepare to be boarded and pay your passage fee or be destroyed. Sarah smiled. Time to introduce ourselves. Tactical, target their lead ship's weapons array. Minimal power, precision strike only. Let's show them what impossible looks like. The Hyperion's hybrid targeting system engaged, quantum processors calculating trajectory while biological components anticipated target movement. The ship's main weapon, a quantum organic plasma beam that combined living energy with subatomic manipulation, powered up silently. Ready, Captain, Williams confirmed. Though I still love how the quantum organic beam doesn't even register on standard sensors until it hits. The raiders won't know what's coming. Fire. The Hyperion's weapon discharged, a beam of purple-white energy that seemed to bend reality around it. It struck the lead raider's main weapon port with surgical precision, the combined quantum and organic energies bypassing shields as if they weren't there. The raiders' formation erupted into chaos. Their sensors hadn't detected the attack's origin, and their shields, designed to stop conventional energy weapons, had proven useless against the Hyperion's hybrid technology. What was that? The raider leader demanded over the comm. Where did it come from? Sarah nodded to Lisa, who opened a channel. This is Captain Chen of the UES Hyperion. Your ships are in restricted space, engaging in illegal activities. Power down and prepare to be detained. The raiders responded with a barrage of plasma fire, their weapons blazing at full power as they tried to hit an enemy they couldn't see. The Hyperion's bioreactive hull absorbed the few shots that came close, converting the energy into additional power for its systems. "They're trying to bracket us with fire," Marcus reported. "Standard anti-stealth tactic." "Let's show them why that won't work," Sarah said. "Disengage cloak. Full power to hybrid drives." The Hyperion shimmered into visibility, its biomechanical hull gleaming with impossible energy patterns. Its hybrid engines, combining quantum propulsion with organic acceleration, flared to life. The ship moved with a grace that defied its size, organic systems predicting and compensating for inertia, while quantum fields bent space around it. "Impossible," one of the raider captains shouted over the comm. "No ship that size can move like that." The Hyperion danced through their formation, its hybrid weapons striking with precision. Each shot combined quantum disruption with organic energy, bypassing shields and disabling systems without destroying the ships. The raiders' return fire met an ever-changing defense as the Hyperion's living hull adapted to each weapon type. "Their targeting systems can't keep up," Williams reported with satisfaction. "The bioquantum field is making their computers malfunction. They can't get a solid lock." Sarah watched through both visual feeds and neural link as the Hyperion systematically disabled the raider fleet. Their weapons, their engines, their communications, all fell silent under the precise attacks of a ship that shouldn't exist. "Captain," Dr. Patel called out, "the organic systems are learning from the combat. They're developing new defensive patterns based on the raiders' attack strategies. Efficiency is up 12%. That was another advantage of the Hyperion's hybrid design. Every engagement made it stronger, its biological components learning and adapting while its quantum systems calculated new possibilities. The ship was literally evolving during combat. In less than 10 minutes, all 7 raider ships hung powerless in space, their crews shocked into silence by what they'd witnessed. The Hyperion's biomechanical hull pulsed with absorbed energy, its hybrid systems humming with increased power. "Send word to the nearest patrol base," Sarah ordered. "Tell them we have 7 ships ready for pickup, crews intact but disarmed, and make sure our sensor logs are transmitted to Earth Command. They'll want to see how the impossible ship performed in actual combat." "Captain," Lisa interrupted, "we're picking up multiple transmissions." The raiders were broadcasting during the fight. Every ship in the sector just saw what the Hyperion can do. Sarah leaned back in her command chair, feeling the ship's satisfaction through her neural link. "Good. Let them see. Let them all see that impossible is just another word for not tried yet." The Hyperion held position among the disabled raiders, its hybrid systems already incorporating the combat data into new configurations. The ship that shouldn't exist had just proven itself in battle, and Sarah knew this was only the beginning. Soon, the entire galaxy would have to accept that humanity's approach to technology, combining the seemingly incompatible, pushing beyond accepted limits, wasn't just viable. It was the future. The Grand Chamber of the Galactic Council was in chaos. Hundreds of representatives from spacefaring civilizations argued across the vast circular space, their voices echoing off the crystalline walls. At the center of the chamber, a hologram of the Hyperion rotated slowly, its impossible energy signatures causing the projection to glitch and distort. "This vessel is an abomination," thundered Ambassador Krell of the Arxian technocracy, his crystalline form vibrating with anger. "The humans have violated every known principle of compatible technology. They must be forced to decommission it immediately." High Counselor Vex, a being of pure energy contained within an ancient mechanical shell, raised her hand for silence. "We have received the combat footage from the Drachnid engagement. The evidence is disturbing. Captain Chen, please step forward." Sarah Chen stood at the chamber center, her dress uniform crisp and precise. Behind her, Dr. Patel and Commander Williams represented the Hyperion's engineering and tactical divisions. Through their neural links, they could still feel their ship waiting in orbit, its hybrid systems humming with quiet power. You stand accused of creating a weapon that defies the fundamental laws of the universe, Vex continued. How do you respond? Sarah straightened, her voice clear and confident. With respect, High Counselor, we haven't defied any laws. We've simply understood them better. The Hyperion doesn't break physics. It reveals how incomplete our understanding was. Impossible. A Medusan scientist floated forward, his tentacles writhing with agitation. Biological systems cannot integrate with quantum mechanics. Neural networks cannot safely interface with hybrid technology. The energy patterns your ship produces should tear it apart. And yet, Dr. Petal stepped forward. The Hyperion not only exists but excels. Our biomechanical hull grows stronger with each engagement. Our hybrid weapons become more efficient with every use. The ship learns, adapts, evolves, all while operating within natural law. The chamber erupted again, dozens of species shouting objections and demands. Ambassador Krell's voice cut through the chaos. Then explain how your ship bypassed our most advanced shields. Explain how it moves in ways that violate known principles of mass and inertia. Gladly, Williams responded, activating a holographic display of his own. The Hyperion's hybrid drive doesn't fight against physics. It works with natural principles in ways your rigid technological categories never considered. When you combine quantum field manipulation with organic adaptation. Enough. A new voice boomed across the chamber. Admiral Zhang of Earth Fleet Command strode in, his aged face stern. Captain Chen, your ship's existence has sparked a diplomatic crisis. The Galactic Council is threatening sanctions against Earth unless we decommission the Hyperion immediately. Sarah felt her crew's tension through their shared neural link. The Hyperion wasn't just a ship to them. It was an extension of themselves, a proof that humanity's unconventional approach to technology could open new frontiers. Admiral, she said carefully, the Hyperion just neutralized a major raider threat without casualties. Our hybrid technology saved lives, while conventional ships would have been forced to destroy those vessels. Isn't that worth something? It's worth everything, a quiet voice said. All eyes turned to Professor Lan, the ancient Ceteran physicist whose work on quantum mechanics had helped make faster-than-light travel possible. The respected scientist hobbled forward on his gravity staff, peering at the Hyperion's hologram with multiple eyes. You all fear this ship because it challenges your assumptions, Lan continued. But look at these readings. The humans haven't broken any laws of physics. They've shown us that our understanding of those laws was too limited, too rigid. The professor waved his staff, highlighting various energy patterns in the hologram. See here. The biomechanical integration isn't fighting natural law. It's achieving a harmony we never thought possible. And here, the neural interfaces aren't forcing compatibility. They're creating new pathways of interaction. This isn't dangerous technology. It's evolution. Evolution. Ambassador Krell scoffed. This is reckless experimentation that could destabilize the galaxy's technological balance. No, Sarah stepped forward again. This is humanity doing what we've always done, pushing boundaries, finding new ways forward. The Hyperion isn't just a warship. It's proof that progress doesn't have to be limited by conventional thinking. High Counselor Vex raised her hand again as the chamber threatened to dissolve into fresh arguments. The Council requires time to consider these matters. Until we reach a decision, the Hyperion is confined to Earth space. Any violation will be considered an act-off. The chamber's emergency alarms suddenly blared to life. A harried aide rushed in, his multiple arms clutching data tablets. High Counselor, we're receiving distress calls from the Ankari sector. The swarm has returned. Sarah felt her crew stiffen. The swarm, a mysterious and devastating force that appeared without warning to destroy entire worlds. Conventional weapons had proven nearly useless against them. Through her neural link, she could feel the Hyperion's systems coming alert. Combat solutions already being calculated. How many ships? Vex demanded. Over 300, High Counselor. They're attacking the colony worlds. The defense fleet reports their weapons are having no effect. Sarah stepped forward once more. The Hyperion's hybrid technology might be able to help. Let us prove our ship's worth. The chamber fell silent as Vex considered, her energy form flickering with thought. Finally, she spoke. The Council does not grant permission for. With respect, Admiral Zhang interrupted. The Hyperion doesn't need the Council's permission. This is about saving lives, not politics. Captain Chen, you have Earth Command's authorization. Show them what the impossible can do. Sarah nodded sharply, already feeling the Hyperion preparing for battle through her neural link. The ship that shouldn't exist was about to face its greatest test, and perhaps change the galaxy's understanding of what was possible forever. The Hyperion emerged from faster-than-light travel into chaos. The Ankari sector's defense fleet, nearly 50 ships strong, was already engaged with the swarm and losing badly. The void blazed with weapons fire that seemed to pass harmlessly through the attacking vessels, their black hulls absorbing conventional energy weapons like shadows swallowing light. Multiple colony worlds under attack, Marcus reported, his voice tight. The swarms broken through the defensive lines. They're launching ground forces. Sarah watched through both visual feeds and neural link as the swarm ships moved with terrible precision. They weren't just winning. They were systematically dismantling the defense fleet's tactics, adapting to each strategy almost instantly. Dr. Patel, full analysis of their shield technology. Already on it. Amara's fingers danced across her console while her neural link fed data directly to the ship's hybrid processors. Fascinating. They're using some kind of phase-shifted energy field. That's why conventional weapons pass right through them. Can we counter it? Better. Amara smiled. The Hyperion's biomechanical systems are already adapting. Our organic components can detect the phase variance, and the quantum cores are calculating how to match it. Captain, Lisa interrupted, incoming transmission from the Ankari flagship. The holographic display showed Admiral Vextor of the Ankari Defense Force, his usual metallic sheen dulled with stress. Human vessel, we didn't request your intervention. This situation is beyond. A massive explosion cut him off as another defense ship died, torn apart by the swarm's impossible weapons. Admiral, Sarah kept her voice level. We can help. The Hyperion's hybrid technology can adapt to their defenses. Impossible. Our best scientists have been studying the swarm for years. Their technology operates on principles we can't. Sir, Marcus called out. 3 swarm ships on attack vector. Sarah felt the Hyperion systems surge through her neural link. The biomechanical hull pulsed with anticipation, organic components already analyzing the enemy's energy signatures, while quantum processors calculated attack solutions. Show them what impossible looks like, Sarah ordered. All weapons, free fire. The Hyperion's hybrid weapons blazed to life. Quantum organic beams lashed out, their energy synchronized to match the swarm's phase variance. Where conventional weapons had passed harmlessly through, the Hyperion's attack struck home. 3 swarm ships reeled back, their perfect formation broken, their black hulls scarred with impossible energy. Direct hits. Williams reported with fierce satisfaction. Their shields can't adapt to our hybrid attacks. The biological components are disrupting their phase shift technology. Admiral Vextor's image showed naked shock. How did you penetrate their defenses? The same way we built this ship, Sarah replied. By refusing to accept limitations. Dr. Patel, broadcast our weapon frequencies to the defense fleet. Let's even these odds. The battle that followed would be studied in war colleges for generations. The Hyperion moved like a living thing among the swarm ships, its impossible technology proving to be the key to fighting an impossible enemy. Each attack taught its hybrid systems more about the swarm's capabilities, the biomechanical hull adapting in real time while quantum weapons grew more effective with every shot. They're trying to counter-adapt, Marcus reported as another group of swarm ships moved to engage. Their phase shift technology is changing frequency. Let them try. Amara's voice was fierce with pride. Our organic systems are learning faster than they can adjust. The more they adapt, the more we learn about their underlying technology. Through her neural link, Sarah felt the Hyperion's growing understanding of the enemy, the ship's hybrid nature. The very thing the Galactic Council had condemned was proving to be its greatest strength. Where conventional warships could only follow pre-programmed responses, the Hyperion evolved its tactics in real time. Multiple swarm ships breaking off their attack, Williams called out. "They're retreating." Sarah watched through the tactical display as the enemy fleet began to withdraw. The swarm, infamous for never backing down, was running from a single ship that by all conventional wisdom shouldn't even exist. "Captain," Lisa's voice was urgent, "the swarm is sending a transmission. It's like nothing I've ever seen. Part digital, part organic. Route it through our hybrid processors," Sarah ordered. "Let's hear what they have to say." The message that came through was more sensation than language, a complex mix of data and organic signals that only the Hyperion's unique systems could interpret. Through their neural links, the crew felt the swarm's confusion, their uncertainty at encountering something that could match their adaptability. They're not just retreating, Amara realized, reading the complex signals. They're reassessing. We've forced them to recognize humanity as something new, something that doesn't fit their categories of predictable prey. The last swarm ships vanished into faster-than-light travel, leaving behind a battlefield strewn with debris and stunned defenders. Admiral Vexter's image reappeared, his metallic features showing a mix of awe and disbelief. "In all our encounters with the swarm, we've never seen them retreat," he said slowly. "Your impossible ship just accomplished what the combined fleets of the galaxy couldn't do." Sarah smiled. "The Hyperion isn't impossible, Admiral. It's just the next step. Humanity has always pushed boundaries, always looked for new ways to solve problems. We built this ship by asking why not instead of accepting impossible." "Captain," Marcus interrupted. Long-range sensors showed the swarm completely withdrawing from the sector. All colonies reporting enemy forces in retreat. Through the neural link, Sarah felt the Hyperion's systems humming with acquired knowledge. The ship had learned more about swarm technology in one battle than the galaxy scientists had discovered in years of study. And it wasn't just victory they'd achieved, it was understanding. "Send word to Earth Command," she ordered. "The Hyperion's hybrid technology just proved itself against the galaxy's greatest threat, and tell the Galactic Council that their impossible ship just saved an entire sector." As the crew worked to assist the damaged defense fleet, Sarah knew that everything had changed. The Hyperion hadn't just won a battle, it had shown the galaxy a new way forward, a way that didn't fear the impossible, but embraced it as an opportunity to evolve. 1 month after the Battle of the Ankari sector, the Hyperion hung in orbit above Earth, its biomechanical hull gleaming in the sunlight. Through the neural link, Sarah could feel how much the ship had evolved. The combat against the swarm had accelerated its hybrid systems development beyond anything they predicted. The Grand Chamber of the Galactic Council had been temporarily relocated to Earth's orbital station, a historic first that reflected humanity's changing status in the galaxy. Sarah stood again at its center, but this time the atmosphere was drastically different. "The data is undeniable." Professor Lan addressed the assembled representatives, his gravity staff tapping against the floor for emphasis. "The Hyperion's engagement with the swarm has revolutionized our understanding of adaptive technology. What we once thought impossible was merely unexplored." High Counselor Vex's energy form pulsed with agreement. "The swarm has terrorized our worlds for generations. That a single human vessel could force their retreat. It challenges everything we believed about technological advancement." Not just technological advancement. Dr. Petal stepped forward, bringing up a holographic display of the Hyperion systems. The entire concept of compatibility. "We didn't succeed by following established rules. We succeeded by questioning why those rules existed in the first place. The display showed the complex interaction between the ship's biological and mechanical components, where once there had been skepticism and fear, now there was fascination as representatives from across the galaxy studied the impossible made real. Our analysis of the swarm's technology, gathered during the battle, reveals something interesting, Amara continued. They also use a form of biomechanical integration, but rigid, controlled. The Hyperion's adaptive systems proved superior because we embraced variation and evolution instead of trying to force compatibility. Ambassador Krell, who had once called for the Hyperion's destruction, floated forward. His crystalline form reflected the holographic light as he spoke. We were wrong. Not just about the ship, but about humanity's approach to innovation. Where we saw chaos, you saw possibility. Sarah felt a surge of pride through the neural link, shared by her entire crew. The Hyperion had done more than win a battle. It had opened the galaxy's eyes to new possibilities. Captain Chen, High Counselor Vex addressed her directly. The Council has reached a decision. We are establishing a new division dedicated to hybrid technology research. We request that Earth lead this initiative. The chamber hummed with murmurs of agreement. Sarah caught Admiral Zhang's eye across the room, seeing his slight nod of approval. There's more, Vex continued. The Ankari Defense Force reports increased swarm activity at the galaxy's edge. They're gathering, possibly preparing for a larger incursion. We need more ships like the Hyperion. Not just like the Hyperion, Sarah responded. The principles we used can be applied in countless ways. Each new ship could explore different combinations of biology and technology, creating a fleet as diverse and adaptable as humanity itself. Through her neural link, she felt the Hyperion's systems pulse with new energy. The ship had detected something, its hybrid sensors reaching far beyond normal range. Marcus rushed into the chamber, his face excited. "Captain, you need to see this," he said, quickly linking his datapad to the chamber's holographic system. "We've decoded more of the swarm's transmission from the battle. It's not just a tactical assessment. It's an invitation." The chamber fell silent as the complex bio-digital message played. Through their neural links, the Hyperion's crew felt its meaning more than heard it. The swarm hadn't retreated in fear. They'd withdrawn to study humanity's achievement. They were offering an exchange of knowledge. They're not our enemies, Sarah realized. They're another spacefaring race that combine biological and mechanical systems. They've been testing the galaxy's civilizations, looking for others who could transcend conventional limitations. Professor Land's multiple eyes widened. Of course, their attacks weren't meant to destroy. They were challenges, pushing us to evolve beyond our self-imposed restrictions, and humanity is the first to succeed. High Counselor Vex's energy form brightened. Then the Hyperion hasn't just changed our understanding of technology. It's opened the door to contact with a civilization we never truly understood. Sarah smiled, feeling the ship's excitement matching her own. That's what humanity does best. We don't just solve problems. We transform them into opportunities. Every impossible barrier is just a challenge waiting to be overcome. Admiral Zhang stepped forward. The Council has seen what one impossible ship can do. Imagine what we could achieve together, combining human innovation with the combined knowledge of the galaxy. And now, potentially, with the swarm's biomechanical expertise as well. A new age of exploration and discovery, Sarah agreed. Not held back by arbitrary rules about what technologies can't be combined, but driven by the question of what's possible when we dare to try new things. The Hyperion pulsed with power in orbit, its hybrid systems already adapting to new possibilities. Through the neural link, Sarah felt its eagerness to explore, to learn, to evolve. The ship that shouldn't exist had become a symbol of humanity's greatest strength, the ability to see beyond limitations and transform the impossible into reality. "The galaxy's about to change," she said, looking out at the assembled representatives. "The only question is, are you ready to explore the impossible with us?" One by one, The representatives signaled their agreement. The age of rigid technological boundaries was over. Humanity's drive to push beyond the possible had opened up new horizons for all spacefaring civilizations. And the Hyperion, the ship that defied the rules, would lead the way into this bold new future. In orbit above Earth, the impossible ship's biomechanical hull shimmered with anticipation of adventures yet to come. The boundaries between possible and impossible had been redrawn, and the galaxy would never be the same.